The key to becoming a priority in our chaotic and cacophonous environment is not in striking with a loud voice or a flamboyant presence, but in the subtle force of "Have you ever wondered how I managed to become the center of attention?" Directed more precisely, picture yourself taking the stage in a year and in front of thousands of people share your success. It's about putting your accomplishments and initiatives for the self-improvement process by using the 10. These are tried and true lessons to help you become a priority for others, combined with the potent ideas of Stoic philosophy as you go about your everyday. By using these techniques in your life, you not only take charge of your own feelings and actions, but you also understand how to influence and mold other people's views of you, so you don't have to make any phony changes to yourself, but instead demonstrates your greatest traits and principles. But before we begin today's video, I've given you a little task. Watch it through to the very end, and remember that just 1 out of 10 lessons should be skipped. Will enable you to maintain your position at the top of other people's lists in order to gain more recognition and develop your fear of losing you. Valued lesson number 1. Develop a fear of losing. Keeping your fear of losing you alive is one of the most potent psychological strategies for getting someone to prioritize you that call on you to become not just important and desirable in other people's eyes, but also to keep up a new standard of autonomy and self-respect for oneself. This method is not about establishing fictitious scarcity, instead of actually increasing your worth to the degree that your absence first and foremost leaves an irreplaceable hole. First and foremost, this means nurturing and constantly improving your inner self and abilities. When you establish yourself as a strong anchor and a source of light, you naturally develop into someone that people feel they need and want by their side. Independence and self-reliance, along with a lively personality and empathy, provide an allure that is impossible to resist. But this doesn't end there. Setting appropriate boundaries and knowing when to set them are also necessary for self-improvement. Saying no and knowing when to put distance between you and others not only helps protect your enthusiasm, but also makes people value each and every second they spend with you. Value rises when you resist being influenced by every request or craving, and it's important to recognize that feeding the fear of losing you furthermore recognizes that you are your first focus. When you place yourself in such high respect that nothing or anyone can make you feel less valuable, you not only validate your place in this planet, as well as the emotions of people in the vicinity. It's a celebration of the essential traits of a great person: self-love and self-respect. In the end, fostering the fear of losing you is not solely about how other people view you, as well as how you view yourself. Acknowledging that you are a valuable person not only wins others' admiration and concern, but also from yourself. It's a path to being the most inspiring and successful version of yourself, and a vital source of assistance in everyone you. In the second touch lesson, let them invest in you in terms of human. Let them put money into you. Investing in relationships involves more than just time or money. It also involves sharing feelings, ideas, and experiences with someone who is prepared to invest in you. Exhibits this not just by allocating time or resources, but also by exchanging deeply felt ideas and expectations for. Thus, the challenge is, how do you first create and then let people invest in you? Create a secure environment where people can express their opinions and emotions with you, which entails paying attention without judgment. And secondly, be open and truthful about your objectives and self. And when you share your values with others, they will feel at ease putting feelings and energy into the. Thirdly, let them know that their feelings, thoughts, and actions are appreciated and have a favorable influence on your life, which results in a win-win situation. A setting where everyone is valued and crucial. Let's say you and a friend are talking about a book on self-development that, rather than only discussing your opinions, you both want to allow your friend to share their knowledge and allow you to learn from the book as they listen and offer more in-depth questions, demonstrating sincere curiosity about their viewpoint and experiences. By doing this, you not only encourage your friend to invest while simultaneously fostering a more in-depth discussion, both cognitively and emotionally in the partnership, thereby enhancing the friendship and mutual understanding that let others put money into you, is not only a means of strengthening interpersonal bonds, but also a lesson in valuing and growing oneself via the perspectives of others. When done carefully and sincerely, this lesson fosters deep friendships and respect, which eventually results in The third lesson in a richer and happier life is to stop starting. Put an end to constantly starting conversations, communicating continuously and taking the lead in. It might be necessary to re-evaluate discussions with significant others. This strategy could lessen your perceived significance in their eyes, because your persistent initiative could make them. Gradually getting used to your presence and efforts for granted a little distance rather than continuing a one-way communication trend, could promote reciprocal communication in which both sides take responsibility for fostering the interaction, which not only promotes equilibrium but also provides. By intentionally establishing space, you can show each other concern and effort, elicit interest and voluntary participation to build the relationship. Marcus Aurelius, the great emperor, was wealthier and more varied. One of the founders of Stoic philosophy and a member of the Roman Empire, lived a demanding life while staying true to the idea of mastering what is strength lies in accepting what is beyond one's control and staying within one's power. Acceptance and comprehension rather than actively opposing the Marcus Aurelius's counsel on managing what you can manage, and a valuable lesson in creating and sustaining relationships is learning to accept what you cannot connections rather than attempting to manage every element, concentrating on developing oneself and letting connections develop organically can contribute to more profound and significant connections during meditations. Marcus. Additionally, Aurelius shared moments prior to combat, reminding himself that in any case, regardless matter the result, he would continue to uphold Stoic ideals, constantly trying to do his greatest in every circumstance. His tale is not just a motivation for tenacity and resilience, as well as a lesson in looking for significance and worth in every situation. Marcus Aurelius's philosophy and life show that with perseverance, self-control, and with optimistic thinking, we can handle life's obstacles and changes with strong comment. I won't always start discussions to demonstrate you're fostering an independent mindset while setting priorities. Lesson 4 for you. Keep things mysterious in life. Nothing draws you in. Keep things secret creates curiosity by adding a certain amount of secrecy and mystery, which mystique is not just an attractive element, but also a sophisticated web of mental excitement, particularly in partnerships where a little mystery might be the secret to getting priority and attention from others, who are able to evoke awe through secrecy and mystery, frequently limit the information individuals choose to share about themselves, rather than disclosing every detail of their lives. To conceal a portion of oneself under a mask of intrigue and mystery, they might subtly convey their passions, interests and worries to those around them. Particular details that provide people the opportunity to speculate and imagine them. As an obvious illustration of this is in social interactions, when a discreet and enigmatic person not only draws others' notice, but also piques their interest, and they may give evasive answers to queries out of a desire to learn more about them. Exploring specifics about their personal lives or background, but instead they cause a series of inquiries and profound reflections in other people's minds. while also keeping a small amount of the secret to getting others' attention and priorities may lie in mystery. When someone hides a part of themselves in a relationship, you build a setting of interest and inquiry where others can investigate and comprehend you the way they desire, and eventually they'll start to consider you as a crucial component and importance in their life, not just because to your beauty and energy, but additionally, since you are trustworthy and engaging. Lesson number 5, avoid making them the focal point of your existence. Them the focal point of your life on the road to contentment and autonomy. We are frequently misled by the idea that self-sacrificing and making people the focal point of our lives will improve everything, but the harsh reality is very different. This conduct not only results in imbalance and a loss of control, but it also results in a loss of self-worth and independence and command over your life. See yourself in a relationship with the conviction that prioritizing the other person will result in happiness and fulfillment. You devote all of your enthusiasm and energy to helping and making people happy. But in the interim, forget that you also require care, and over time, love causes you to lose focus and become uncertain about your own objectives and aspirations. Feeling overburdened and pressed for time, placing other people at the center of your life frequently has unexpected repercussions due to a feeling of loss of control over self-destruction and insecurity. Instead of concentrating on self-improvement and setting personal objectives, once you begin setting priorities, and not only will you feel happier and more confident if you respect your own demands, but additionally, by avoiding placing others at the center, you can win people regard and concern. Of your life, you provide the opportunity for personal development, and freedom not only helps you, but it also enhances and deepens your partnerships, since those close to you perceive your self-assurance and provide you with the 6th priority lesson is to be willing to walk. Be prepared to leave. Putting aside the notion of leaving and separating from people we care about can be among the most challenging and terrifying choices we must make. Confront, yet inside that challenge is a valuable lesson regarding self-worth and inner fortitude when you show that you are not scared to depart from you, not only demonstrating your independence, but also confirming that you will never settle for anything less than your actual value. This isn't a declaration of self-centeredness, but a sign of profound respect for oneself. The appropriate people, people who genuinely recognize and value you, will regard you as a priority and will always make an effort to maintain your presence in their lives. This is not a power struggle, but a sincere demonstration of respect for one another and the worth of every individual brings when you act morally rather than seeking attention or recall. However, since it's ideal for you, you go to a new level of freedom. This knowledge empowers you to stand securely on your own 2 feet, not relying on other people's approval or worth, or may not always tell you the truth, but you will recognized for your contributions or for who you are. But when you really live, time will demonstrate your genuine self in accordance with your ideals and ideas. People will begin to notice you for who you are, not simply what you are, and they'll inevitably appreciate and value you. Deserve with every choice and deed. Keep in mind that self-respect and individual freedom is not something you can obtain quickly. It takes time, effort, and bravery to confront uncertainty and anxiety. But when you take this crucial step, you will find true freedom and a deep inner strength. That can only be accomplished by means of the 7th abandonment lesson. Put your needs first. It is important to remember that prioritizing one's own needs should not be interpreted as an act of selfishness. It is a sign of respect for oneself. And prioritizing your own autonomy does not imply ignoring the demands of others. You're just making sure you're not placing yourself in circumstances where you're not respected or respected. Let's examine a certain situation to determine its importance. of self-importance and how it affects individual relationships. Let's say you've spent a lot of time and effort developing a relationship with a friend. But you gradually come to understand that this individual frequently fails to repay the consideration or deference you give them, else they might not pay attention when you share about your life, disregard your wants or demands, or even stop helping you when things are tough, you need them the most. It is not only impractical, but also potentially harmful to cultivate and invest in this relationship. Boost your well-being and sense of self by encircling yourself with those who put you first. Not only improve your chances of receiving treatment with the deference and consideration you merit, but also establish a setting where, in order for mutual respect and care to flourish, it's critical to understand that we have no control over how other people feel or behave toward us. All we can do is regulate our responses and self-perception in those circumstances to take precedence in another person's life. The fundamental idea is to prioritize yourself in your own life by investing the necessary time and effort to look after your physical and emotional needs in order to reaching personal objectives and seeking personal development. When you begin to take care of and respecting yourself, makes it easier to draw in like-minded individuals. Ideals fostering a constructive loop of reciprocity and respect for. To put it another way, prioritizing oneself is more than just a way to be sure personal autonomy and contentment, as well as a means of establishing and preserving a healthy, meaningful connections in a society where pressure and competitiveness may readily undermine the importance of identifying and prioritizing self-care and self-worth is a crucial step for both individual and collective growth. Growth of the neighborhood. Before we go to lesson number 8, let's explore the tale of Alex, a graphic artist who used to take even on his days off. He took satisfaction in his ability to accommodate client needs and dedication, but he noticed that people were starting to take advantage of his availability. Work became too much to handle, and his creativity and time were negatively impacted from the standpoint of being a people-pleaser. Thus, Alex made the decision he began establishing regular working hours and letting consumers know about he was concerned that this would be the deadline for accepting new projects. Displeased some clients, but the outcome was exactly what SK had planned. Their work to accommodate Alex's schedule and demonstrated consideration for the new arrangement. They acknowledged the importance of Alex's time and work on every project you could. I'm curious how Alex could modify his workload and successfully put himself first. Let's move your attention to the 8th lesson. In today's Avoid Being Constantly is the 8th video lesson. Don't be always available, accessible. The adage quality over quantity is more than just a theory, relevant to goods or labor, but it also applies to how we construct and sustain connections to secure a prominent place in someone's life. You're carefully weighing one's readiness to assist is necessary, as being constantly available may not always provide the advantages you anticipate, which could reduce your worth in other people's eyes. This does not imply that you should become self-centered or just lend a hand when it suits you instead. It's about realizing how important it is to put yourself first and refusing to obediently accept or give in to others. Setting boundaries in the beginning is essential because it demonstrates that you have your own hobbies and objectives in life. You not only demonstrate your value as a person, but also show others how much they value your friendship more effectively. You deliver a strong message that your support and presence are valuable, not always easily accessible, which promotes reciprocal respect and gratitude, which increases the value of the time you spend with other people, and meaningfully recall creating and preserving high-quality connections demands consideration of the manner and timing of demonstrating your readiness to assist, and strategy that is selective and attentive not only helps you safeguard your time and vitality, but also makes you a priceless family member, friend, or partner in lesson number 9. Create your own, make yourself happy. When someone else prioritizes their happiness, it's not merely a wish, but additionally a path of self-discovery in which the capacity to create delight from the truth is that when you have someone with whom to share your joys and sorrows can enrich our life, but depending on them for every happy moment is a dangerous route full with. When we base our happiness on disappointment and uncertainty on others, we not only give up our own authority, but also run the risk of living when our lives are governed by the rules and demands of others, we lose our individuality. For self-worth, consider a gifted artist, enthusiastic about creating but always seeking for approval and recognition from others to feel affirmed. But when that acknowledgement is insufficient, they start to question their skills and become disinterested in their job, while another artist concentrates on honing their craft and using it as a means of soul expression, giving little attention to other people's viewpoints. They find joy in the act of creating, garnering praise, and to become a priority in someone else's life by attracting the attention of others around them. By concentrating on your own development, you must be a source of joy and strength within yourself. By fostering passions and working toward personal objectives, you not only build a meaningful and independent life, but also grow more appealing to your self-assurance, equilibrium and happiness flow outward, inspiring others to devote their time and effort to you, not out of obligation, but because they truly find the real you that you recall appealing. Making yourself happy isn't the sole aspect of the path to self-improvement, but also an essential step in creating meaningful and long-lasting relationships by gaining self-assurance and independence, which not only improves your worth, while also providing access to superior quality partnerships in which respect and affection are based on a strong foundation of lesson number 10, grow in self-worth and inner contentment. Develop your skills and present them, and demonstrate your proficiency in a world that is becoming more demanding and competitive. Improving and exhibiting personal mastery is essential for self-improvement, as well as to draw focus and priority from others. This calls for a dedication to lifelong learning and self-improvement by gaining knowledge and skills, but also, moreover, by exhibiting self-assurance, flexibility, and inventiveness in the face of overcoming difficulties, first by consistently enhancing abilities and understanding through reading books, enrolling in classes, or picking up knowledge from others is essential. The basis for establishing and preserving personal mastery. As your knowledge and abilities grow, you not only increase your worth, but in other people's views, but also provide access to new opportunities. Self-assurance and independence are the next crucial elements when you have confidence in your skills, people will automatically notice and react accordingly. Confidence is shown not just with words, but also with actions, decisions and activities that produce a solid and long-lasting impressive flexibility and inventiveness are essential for not just addressing issues, but also to show adaptability and the capacity to change in a world that is ever-changing, people who can swiftly adjust, and the ability to find innovative solutions will always be highly appreciated and finally given priority. The objective of improving one's own abilities should be to add value for others by resolving issues and help the group or community. You not only make your position but also set priorities, which makes it a good thing. Cycle of reciprocal success, respect, and support, confirming that personal mastery and personal growth are strong pillars of healthy partnerships and professions under the dynamic and demanding sky of life, using the 10 final results. The effective psychological techniques that King Stoic taught you are not just the secret to both opening the door to success and preserving a top spot in every circumstance. These tactics all strive toward a shared objective, enabling you to create a vibrant and significant image of life for yourself. If these teachings are helpful and inspiring to you, take a moment to like and tell your friends and family about this video. Please don't forget to ask questions or post comments below with which of the 10 essential lessons you learned. Which psychological techniques most appeal to you? Let us know in the comments section below. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and together, let's build a vibrant community where we help one another and develop as a team with each little thing you